Hey guys, it's Marine here, bringing you a quick review and some gameplay of the AMX CDC. This is a Tier 8 French premium tank. It has an absolutely wonderful gun here, with 212 penetration with its standard round, 259 APCR, and 45 HE. As far as the engine goes, it's an absolutely amazing engine at 1200 horsepower, and the thing only weighs about 30 tons. And so it is able to absolutely get up and go. It'll reach its top speed very quickly, and just for example, the hill on Himmelsdorf, during encounter battles, I will often get up the hill, dropping no slower than about 27 or 30 kilometers per hour at worst. Again, just absolutely phenomenal. As far as equipment goes, I run a medium caliber tank gun rammer, I run coated optics, and of course a vertical stabilizer. I carry 55 AP, 20 APCR, and 15 HE. This thing carries an absolute ton of rounds. And maybe in pub battles I've fired a total of probably 20 APCR in 200 plus battles. So really don't go through APCR too bad. The standard rounds are more than fine. As far as consumable goes, just small med, small repair, and I go with automatic fire extinguisher. Now, this tank does get ammo racked quite frequently, even with safe stowage on my loader. And so, if instead you wanted to go with double repairs with a small repair pack and large repair pack, that would work just fine. You can also, instead of running auto extinguisher, you can run strong coffee. I have had zero issues with this tank burning. Now, as far as crew skill goes, this was my polar bear crew from an event lately, and so I just pulled that crew into here to train up for the eventual coming of the AMX 30 and 30B, the new tier 9 and 10 French tanks. And so I'm just training it up as I would. As you can see, I have 6th Brothers in Arms camouflage, Brothers in Arms snapshot camouflage, Brothers in Arms smooth ride and camouflage, Brothers in Arms safe stowage and camouflage. This tank, it's not the stealthiest of tanks, but with the camera crew chained up like I have it right now, it will do some really good bush work as long as you're able to hide your tank behind it. Anyway guys, that is really what you need to know about this tank as far as in garage stats. Let's go ahead and get to a couple replays. Hey guys, it's Marine here, and I'm platooned currently with Major Steve of Relic and Roller Coaster, a fellow recruiter for Relic 3rd. As you can see, the map is highway. We're doing some missions right now. Steven is in his T-32. I'm in my AMX CDC, and Roller Coaster is playing Scumbag in the 4043 as he continues to grind up to the 5355. And so what you're going to see happen here is Major Stevens is going to work down here into the city, and I'm going to come down here to the E5 location. Now, you may have seen me use this location before, and with some really good results, and you're going to see that here again. So let's go ahead and get into it. And so as you can see, I accelerated very quickly to the top speed, and going downhill I'm going to brake 60 really easy. Flat ground, it's nothing to get up to the top speed, and pretty much almost instantly. And so what doing this does, coming to this location, is I can use this tank's depression to go ahead and look up that direction. You'll maybe see me blind fire that bush a couple times. If you're an arty, blind firing that bush right there early in the game, about 40 seconds in, is never a bad choice. I have one shot probably 2 or 3 light tanks who have decided to make that a camping spot well within the first minute of the game. You have shots from over here, and arty will have a very, very hard time hitting you unless it's the, for example, the FE304, or there is station, or the arties up there, which frankly they never are. So just waiting until I feel like the light tanks will be in position to get some shots in. And as you can see right now, I'm more or less alone. I do have light tanks up here, but I really don't trust two tier 5 light tanks to do too much. Been unfortunate with that bounce. You see me pull forward here because of the 12T behind me, and for some reason the Firefly bounced off me. Not gonna complain. Just angling the tank the best I can, but I have virtually no hope of bouncing any more rounds from him. Now here I do have somewhat good backup with the Ag Panther, the AT-7, and Ferdinand behind me. So I don't feel too bad poking up here and trying to get shots. I'm also calling for fire and communicating with Rollercoaster and Azardi, where he may look or who he can get shots from and whom I'm spotting. As you can see, Rollercoaster did kill that 34-35. 34-85, sorry. I'm just going to poke this ridge here. As you can see, I'm spotted, so I'm just going to back down. Get it back down and get already safe. Felt pretty confident there, shooting through the trees, just assuming I would not be spotted. And so what's happened here is this 43 Incarnate just can come spot to try and take out the City Force, because as you can see, they didn't deploy here. And so what you can assume is they have TDs here at F1, G2, H3, J3, K3, with Artie probably back here at K1, J1. And so advancing down here is going to be really hard to do, but coming up here I have a lot of good terrain to come up where I can poke here, I can come up, poke over here, I can come up, poke over here, and just continue to light so that my team is able to harass them. T-43 is already getting shot at. A little bit hasty there, but don't want to take a chance. Trying to track him. And again, Rollercoaster bags another tank that I was spotting. Right now I'm pretty confident that the mill in front of me will not be able to spot me. And I should be able to get some nice shots on these guys. As you can see, I do have nice shots at the side of the Karn, and I want to finish off this guy here now.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Another thing I'm doing here is I'm using this building to protect myself from any tanks which are up here. Oftentimes there will be TDs back up in this area, be back up in here, and by excuse me, by having this building here, able to protect much of myself from being spotted and from taking fire. I just need to be mindful about that ISU.
Enemy armor is hit.
And here comes their CDC, but I'm able to very quickly back up and just get safe. I still have Tank Destroyer backup, as well as Artie. Really don't want to spend too much time on that ridge. It'll be very, very hazardous, my health. But I'm able to get good spots on the Roomba here. And good spots on the CDC. And what I communicated with Roller Coaster here is I'm going to shoot down this building.
Penetration.
Very good tracking shot. And the Hummel's able to take out the Roomba.
They're knocked out.
Just being very patient here with my spotting and with my positioning. Saw a tree fell right there. So I do know someone else is coming at me. Or the CDC is running away. I would like to be able to help Major Stevens with that Karn. And so what you're going to see me do here is I'm going to come up and get a little bit higher up and spot 2 tanks.
Permission to
Which Roller Coaster was able to kill that Stewart Mill, and I was able to kill the CDC. A little bit of a puppy shuffle there, but bit unfortunate with that miss. Should be a little more patient here, but I'm not. Trying to save Major Stevens as much as possible. So just putting blind shot after blind shot back to where I knew he previously was. And I feel at this point we have a pretty good hand on the fight, but we still need to be careful. They still have a lot of camping TDs, and with the ISU and being unsure what gun he has, he can shave off most of my health very, very quickly.
enemy is hit. Enemy armor.
This is one of the situations where the camouflage in this tank is just absolutely phenomenal. I was able to spot him, he was able to spot me, I was able to track him, hold him in place, and kill him. And so now I'm just going to peek and poke over the ridge here to try and light for artillery again. They've been absolutely phenomenal for me this game, and they've just absolutely wrecked face. I want to be as cautious as possible here. Find a good angle, and I'm just going to pause and wait and let the Yag Panther, the AT-7, and Roller Coaster get into better positions.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And unfortunately that Fury had absolutely no clue I was here. And I'm just going to wait till I go blind before I poke back up. I'm fairly certain that already wouldn't have a shot at me, but you never know. That was unfortunate. But I know that I can now reload him. And Roller Coaster, I believe, got a very nice splash on him. And now this game is won. Here I do a little bit of stupid. I was really hoping to get one of those elusive Radley Walters. And I was hoping that the Yag Panther would pick it up.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Fortunately, already kills that one, so I decided to rush in.
Critical hit.
And of course, already gets it. But that's alright, roller coaster bags him instead. Was really hoping to pull that off to get the rallies, but let's go ahead and look at some post-game results. As you can see, this was a mastery badge, and I picked up the Scout Medal, Top Gun, Patrol Duty, and a Crucial Contribution. Finished with 3,887 damage, 7 kills with a base experience of 1,821. This is a personal best for me, and I ended up doing as well 4,383 spotting and assistance damage. This is an absolute fun battle, and I profited in the end 136,000 credits. Anyway, that's the end of this replay. Let's go ahead and get to the next. Alright guys, here is another mastery badge in the AMX CDC, and as you can see the map is Swamp. I'm currently solo play, and we're on the east spawn. And so what you're going to see me do here is I'm going to utilize the speed of this tank to get some early lights on the enemy team before I just try to clear the north, before I start working the vision game with this tank. The power to weight ratio on this tank, again, is absolutely phenomenal, which allows you to accelerate and get into early positions you otherwise could not. And thanks to the ELC spotting, I have a lot of free shots here, and they can't spot me.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged. Got him.
And was able to quickly dispatch that M6. That was nice spotting, and the first accusation of being a hacker.
Enemy is hit.
As you can see, definitely was not hacking. He was lit the entire time, but such is life in World of Tanks. So what I'm waiting to happen here is, I believe I'm waiting for these guys to push over here so that I can come in behind and clear behind. And so what I'm going to do now is, because most of the force is here and not much going on back here, I'm going to come up here to the A56 area and just go hold down. And for some reason the Ferdy, if you're reading chat, I don't know where he was. I hardly ever say anything in chat. Was able to get a nice shot on the outside of that Pershing's mantle. So I'm just trying to find a good angle to use these bushes to fire at these tanks so I can remain unspotted while they're spotted, and I can engage and get a lot of free damage. Still not sure what that Furry's problem was, but oh well. At that point I was just waiting for their guns to all change areas that they were looking.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Able to get some nice help from my team.
Enemy is hit.
Nice track shot on the Pershing.
Target immobilized.
He gets a bad shot on me. I quickly dispatch. And the other enemies were engaged, tunneled on somewhere else.
Penetration.
So they didn't push up with me either, or up against me, which just allows me to get in a lot of good shots.
Scratch them.
Not even bothering to aim here, I'm just trying to get shots down. What happens with a lot of people in World of Tanks is, as soon as they are shot, they stop moving.
Enemy
And so I'm kind of counting on that fact of when I shoot them, they stop moving, stop what they're doing, and get distracted, hopefully by something else.
Enemy armor is hit. Penetration.
So here, just using the absolute wonderful hold down abilities of this tank. And when I say hold down, I don't mean peek over a ledge, aim in, and get shot. You peek, you shoot, you back up. You don't have the armor to bounce shots, and so
Penetration.
exchanging one for one is not how to put this tank to good use.
Enemy armor is
You minimize your exposure, and you engage.
Enemy armor is hit. They're knocked down.
That was a nice shot to get through some of the rebel. A little bit of smack talk with the Ferdy. Again, I really have no idea where he is coming from. But he did pretty much nothing while I did a lot of work there. And so to win this match now, once you win your side of the north, you don't want to push over this way. You don't want to push over this way. You actually want to come through this area and get up on the ridge line here at the G5-6 area.
Penetration. Enemy is hit. Gotcha.
He may have been AMX there. He should have been able to engage me, but he was unable. Again, this tank has so many rounds that shots like that, you just need to take them. So really at this point, it's just a matter of cleanup. The DPM of this tank is absolutely amazing.
Enemy armor is hit.
And the Tiger didn't light me, which is always good too. So I'm pretty certain they have campers, which, as you can see, they do.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Let's open and check the ISU, which fortunately he missed.
They're knocked down.
And there goes Top Gun. Anyway, you got to see the CDC absolutely brutalize tanks with its DPM and its flexibility here. So let's go ahead and look at the post-game results. In the end, I ended up with the Master Badge, High Caliber, Tank Sniper, Top Gun. I finished with 5,001 damage, 6 kills with a base experience of 1,651, and with 1,721 spotting or assistance. And I profited 134,263. This tank is just absolutely phenomenal. However, take that with a grain of salt. If you are someone who is able or prefers to use tanks which have armor, this will be a horrible tank for you. This tank absolutely depends on your ability to position and to avoid taking damage. If you are someone who tends to rely on armor and just go into someone's face and brutalize them, this is not the tank for you. However, if you're able to successfully play scout tanks, if you're able to play medium tanks such as the Bat Chats or the Leopard 1, this tank will be absolutely amazing in your hands. Anyway guys, this was a second Master Badge in this tank and a review, and I hope you enjoyed.